You may have noticed some new additions to downtown and Le Village. Here to speak more about these pop-up shops are Mark Boileau and Kat Rendek from the City of Cornwall. Welcome to the show, both of you.
Thank you.
Hi, thank you.
All right, so let's start with the background of maybe what is a pop-up shop and how the City of Cornwall decided to have them downtown and in Le Village.
Well, maybe I'll start with a bit of background. It was actually introduced to us from staff level by a couple of councillors, specifically Councillor Todd Bennett and Councillor Eric Bergeron had come up with the idea of establishing these pop-ups. At that time, they were thinking more about Lamoureux Park. And of course, this is pre-COVID. And so we did order these units. They're basically mini sea cans, so a sea container. And so I say mini because they're usually about the length of a transport truck, but in this case, they're really quite a bit smaller. They're, approximately 8 or 9 by feet square, sort of a cube. And so then the idea would be that people would either be able to sell their products in Lamoureux Park, perhaps near the splash pad, in a fairly active location. But then, of course, we bought the products, but then COVID happened, and we felt that it was probably not an appropriate step to take to get people to start selling their products, or nonprofit organizations making use of these containers, given that literally everyone was asked to stay home. And so the idea then was to shelve the project for a little bit. But then when we saw that people were becoming much more active in the community, and of course, willing and able to do so with proper instructions from the health unit, more activity in the downtown, more activity in Le Village. And so the idea was that we would take these containers and make better use of them, not in Lamoureux Park, but in fact in the downtown. The lack of space that many retailers and restaurants are experiencing would provide that additional space. And this, in fact, also is on the subject of placemaking. You'll recall Kelly Bergeron brought forward, in fact, another presentation that talks about making better use of urban space. And so this is a bit, again, in line with that. Kat has been very involved in the sort of the day-to-day details, and I think there's a lot of information there. She can talk to you quite a bit about, the insurance requirements, the licensing requirements, the health unit, and I'll let her do that. But I just want to, I guess, finish off what I'm saying by indicating that I think it was a great idea. B, the community has really taken well to it, and we haven't even actually started, in the sense that nothing's been sold. Those days are coming in the next day or so. And I want to congratulate everybody who's been involved, in addition to the artists who have been really creative, have done some great work in the community. And I think the entire community is going to be proud of what's out there. So, but I'll let Kat elaborate on the details.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mark. My 2 cents is it's been wonderful to watch as they were decorated, and the artists and volunteers that really spruced them up and really made them into, as you mentioned, placemaking objects. So Kat, now's your turn. So let's talk a little bit about what people need to know about how these are going to be used and if they want to make use of them.
Thanks. Yeah. So we wanted to make access to these sort of outdoor temporary rental spaces as accessible as possible for all types of businesses, non-for-profits, or groups in the community that might want to use them. And so what we've done is put all of that onto a website. So we're going to drive people to our cornwall.ca/live-here/pop-up shop website. They're going to find information about what types of activities are going to be permitted, what they need to know, what's included in the pop-up shop. So We've also gone ahead and added some tables, some chairs, shade umbrella. So we really want to make this as easy as possible for people to just come with their goods and set up shop for the day or two. They are short-term rentals, so we've decided through some discussion with other staff that these are going to be 1 to 3 day rentals. So we want to give this opportunity to as many individuals, groups, businesses as possible. So you're going to be able to book any of the containers, but just in short-term rentals. You can do multiple rentals throughout the season, but we're hoping to see a bit of turnover and get that excitement and all of that. And the other piece that's kind of exciting is that we've created a baseline fee that is per day. It's going to include your insurance through the city, your rental fee, and your vendor permit fee. So we've tried to make it as easy as possible for people to open the door, I guess. But if there's any real big questions on that, a lot of it is going to be on the website. And then we do have a staff support right now. Janice Robinson will be able to answer those questions and guide people, making it as easy as possible.
Excellent. Well, that's great to hear, and this is a very exciting development for the downtown. As you alluded to, the plans for this started before COVID-19, but it almost seems like a perfect way to bring in the summer of COVID-19 and really get people back downtown in a safe and secure manner. So I want to thank you both for joining me today, and thank you for all your hard work on this project, and best of luck as it rolls out.
Thank you. I do want to point out that we sometimes get a question of whether this is temporary or permanent. I think it's in fact a bit early to answer that. I really think that it's something that we might be able to do on a more permanent basis. Perhaps not, all seasons, but certainly something that we would like to do in the seasons coming forward, along the idea of what the councillors were talking about. So. Where it goes in the future, we don't know.
We'll stay tuned for sure and follow that progress. On that note, thank you both once again for joining me.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.